My name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. This is the reason why we don't like to entertain these particular individuals, due to the fact that, as I said before, they are known for cutting corners. They don't do things by the book at all whatsoever. And as I said before, to our standards on how we do things over here, if we brought their products over here, they would not stand. They would not be able to perform well next to our technology, because our technology is designed to be put under extreme, brutal testing, something that I see them cutting corners constantly. But I see Mr. PARTAY has an interesting person that does not like his products, because there's a fellow on here that has been talking quite a bit about PARTAY, claiming that his products are a ripoff. I never saw this before. Here we go. There's a fellow right there. We're going to review some of his videos where he's already reviewed his products and doesn't like your work. Crappy looking screen by PARTAY, ripoff. Here's a couple of them in here. Here's another one right here. He's claiming your screen to be cracked. Yeah, we have to look into that right there. Here's another one. He's got a video. PARTAY has the most disgusting looking screen. Yeah, you got yourself somebody doesn't like you too much, and he's done a lot of reviews against your products. So for someone that's been coming out talking a lot of nonsense about our products, you got somebody that doesn't like you at all, and you have not been doing a good job backing your products. Now, as I told you yesterday, that we don't entertain these individuals because, I said before, they're known for cutting corners. They don't do things correctly. We went through one of his videos the first time. There were huge amounts of red flags flashing all over the place. I'm going to show you another one that popped up. Extreme red flags everywhere. Your video demonstration not done correctly, as always. And I'm going to show you where you messed up. Man, could have did a better job in the video to begin with. I don't know why you didn't do it. But now I have to come in and I have to go in and break down your video for you. Now see, when you talk about lawyers, this right here, this is what's going to get you sued. Stuff like this. I'm going through your account right now. Also have an attorney that will be going through your account also too. I told you, if I find anything in here that says anything about you tampered with my product, claiming to be this, that, and the other, we got plenty of it in here. As I said before, you're one of those individuals that's jealous by my work, who makes these demonstrations about my products. They call me misleading and a scammer. So let's have a look at your video demonstrations. As I said before, if I bring your product down here, it's not gonna pass. But I'm gonna show you where we're gonna break down his videos, a few of them, and show you how bad his videos are. So let's go over here real quick. I'm gonna go over this video right here that I saw. I don't know why in the world. This one right here. Now this is a screen that you're claiming to be ambient lit screen right here. Two problems you got here in this demonstration right here that you're displaying. I'll show you what's coming up here. Number one, your screen's not black. I hope this is not displayed as a black screen, because this is not even coming up as a black screen. It's already washed out already right here from the door. I don't even know why this is even here. That should not be even here. That's blocking any light that could be making contact here. This needs to be pushed all the way back. That needs to be pushed all the way up. You need to have light passing back and forth across the screen. This area is still too dark. The environment that I had downstairs with the 126 takes in 10 times more light than this. The downstairs area that we have, called the max out zone, takes in 10 times more light than this. And of course, you're using an ultra short throw projector. That's one of the things they like to use, are ultra short throws. But like I said, the distance throw is shorter, and it's less lumens. They're actually going to have more lumens hitting the screen, and this is going to allow them to be to maintain a somewhat decent picture in a full lit environment. Big companies do this all the time. They always switch out these ultra short throw projectors. That needs to be a long throw, because at 1600 lumens, doesn't make a difference. You're 1600 lumens right up on top of the screen compared to being 1600 lumens if you were 8 to 9 feet away from the screen. That means your lumen count would start to drop dramatically before you would make contact with the screen. You would have way less than 1600 lumens. This is the reason why they use ultra short throws, because the distance throw is shorter and they're able to maintain a much more brighter, more vivid image because the projector is sitting right on top of the screen. That is a complete fail. That should never be there at all, period. If you'll be doing a demonstration showing on this level, because keep in mind, you have to be able to show a demonstration that is going to apply to people with short throws and people who do not have short throws. You see what I'm getting at here? So if you did this demonstration on a long throw, you would still be able to show the demonstration without the ultra short throw, because if you can hit that at 13 feet back or 14 or 15 feet back at 1600 lumens and still maintain an image in a fully lit environment, then you could easily do that on the ultra short throw with no problem. That's where you messed up, right there from the door already. That right there is a waste of my time to even watch. Your screen here is gray. This would never, ever pass anything we have over here. Anything we have over here would automatically dominate the screen. Number one, screens we have, even red screens and green screens, have contrast shifting technology. They come up black. They come up darker than this. So they would easily be able to overpower the screen. I can make this screen from here. I could actually make your screen from here. Just by looking at it, I know the color of it. I know how much black to put into it. I can mimic your screen. That's no good. And this right here, like I said, these curtains right here, this is blocking your screen. This needs to be pushed all the way back here, or just remove it. We need more ambient light to make contact with the screen. But then again, the way your screen is tucked into this little pocket right here, it would still bypass the hit from here to here. You need to swing that room open. That room is too dark in here. This is way too dark. Yeah, of course, your condensed lighting is past this ridge right here, so that's not going to hit the screen. If your condensed lighting's here and your screen here, when your condensed lighting comes down, it's going to bypass your screen. Man, this is not the one we're breaking down. This is the screen initially by itself. I tell you, when the projectors change out from one image to the next, the screen actually goes back to the original form for about a split second, and then it comes back over to the screen when that projector is changed in that frame rate. As you can see right here, this is being a gray screen. This is a complete fail. From our end point of view, you would never match anything. As a matter of fact, I'm interested because the color that you have on your wall actually looks like your screen. You need to do a side-by-side demonstration. How about you get that color gray that you have on the wall and paint that down the side of your screen to see if that matches, because this looks too close to your screen. That literally looks like that could literally match, or probably actually darker. Yeah, that looks like it matches your freaking screen. It does. You need to show a demonstration, the difference between what's on this wall right here compared to your screen right here, to see how close they come matching together. You're definitely going to have to do a screen paint mix match on that from the door to see if the customer can make it or not. So that definitely needs that demonstration right from the door. It's not going to pass a black screen or none of the screens we have over here. It can't pick the contrast up, and the screen definitely can't pick up colors. That's not going to happen. I don't know why you're showing the condensed light in the ceiling. Like I said, none of that's going to make contact with the screen due to the fact that your screen is sitting inside of a pocket. That's not going to work at all. All right, let's keep on going in this demonstration. Colors, contrast, all washed out. Your screen's completely washed out. I told you that I see things different because I'm used to looking at black technology all day long. Real black technology. Another huge red flag I told you people, from a screen that's claimed to be black, look at the speakers, look at anything that's black in the environment, check out the frame of the screen, see how the speakers are not matching the screen at all. Nothing black is matching that screen. I mean, that screen is technically gray. We have some screens that will come up that will claim to be black screens or not. And I'll look in the demonstration, I'll look at the frame of the screen, I'll look if they have speakers, anything black that can actually match that screen. And if it doesn't match, it tells me at the end of the day, the screen is not black, it's actually a physical gray screen. But I'm curious about this paint right here you have on your wall. I would love to see you do a side-by-side demonstration to see if that would match or come close to your product. That I would love to be able to see. Any gray screen that you get from Sherwin-Williams would match this without any black paint in it. It wouldn't be lazy gray. Lazy gray would be way too light. but you could match that at Sherwin-Williams. It'll pretty much show you it's the same thing. Like if you took my right now, my Phantom down to Sherwin-Williams and they matched it, it's paint. Our screen's been tested against black paint. So if you take that paint and you put it against our screen and you show a white level, our screen's going to generate a high white level, where that black paint is still going to remain dark. It's not going to pick up the color and it's not going to pick up contrast. But if I take your product down to Sherwin-Williams and I get a match of it, I guarantee it'll match. That's what you got to worry about. That is what you're going to have to worry about. So I can take your product down to right there on the spot. And I bet you if I bring it back, it'll blend your screen. You got to worry, but y'all don't think about that. Those are the things y'all don't think about that we think about all the time. Without that coating technology in it, it's just everyday paint. That's all it is. Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, you got a washed out screen here, man. All this is washed out. I don't know why you keep zooming in on the screen. Why do y'all do that? That's not necessary. Put the camera back so we can see the whole full screen. That's not black, that's gray. That's completely washed out. No, it's done with that. There's nothing there at all, period. It's just too dark. Now he's saying that we canceled on him. I want to see these documents that he's claiming that he's got a cancellation from us. Let's see if we got any documents at all. Or you just come on YouTube just making statements for the sake of making statements where your documents at. So you're walking around talking about how we canceled an order on you without showing any documents at all. Another failed demonstration. Just trolling, man. Where's the documents that we're requesting? If we canceled an order on you, then you should have 2 documents in your possession. One by PayPal, showing that the order was canceled by us. Money was put back into your account. And you should have a second one from the server showing the detailed invoice that you got from the website marketplace showing that the item was canceled with the transaction number. Now we'll be requesting that today because we want to see that. So you just can't come on here and just run your mouth and say things without having a way to back them up. Because then at the end of the day, it's just hearsay. So we need 2 documents from you. When I start work today, and these are the same documents that we got from Crow 1176 for cancellation orders on our end. There's 2 documents you're going to have. These documents you're going to have to show. Now, I can't go in and say that, hey, Crow canceled on us without showing proof that there was a cancellation from him. So I have to show that there's proof of it, which means I have to show a document. And anytime you cancel, or anybody that has PayPal or debit card or credit card, when they cancel, and if they're doing it through PayPal, PayPal will send them a notification, and in that notification will tell them that the money was canceled and money was put back into the account. So instead of walking on your farm, John Boy, you need to go out and show documentation before walking back and forth and making fake accusations, because this will turn around and make you a liar. People don't want to buy from somebody and from their website who's going to go around making fake accusations. Now, this is what you need to have in your possession. You need to have one of these. We got about 14 of these from Crow. So if I go in and say, hey, look, Crow canceled an order, we show this documentation right here. And this documentation shows that I have received a refund. See that little number right there? Right there. Has the email attached to it. Right there. That's the invoice you get from the website showing you what you ordered, the time that you ordered it. It's stamped. It shows the refund that was put back into your account along with your email, and then you receive a second document from PayPal that will tell you that this is the money that was put back into your account, transaction number, the whole 9 yards. So this is what we need to see before you walk back and forth and on your farm. Now, this is a shame because this is a grown man. This is a grown man walking back and forth, making accusations without no documents whatsoever saying that an order was canceled. You have to be to back that up. Now we're going to go stream right through this video, and you'll see that the whole entire time, no documents were ever posted. Just him walking around on a farm talking. That's it. All right, so that right there is another fail. That's you just running your mouth for the sake of just running your mouth. No documents right there. All right, let's move on. Let's see what else you got. Mr. Cancellation. Let's see if we got a document here. It's posted right here. Where's the document that we're requesting? No document. Not seeing it. Just you walking around, just talking. Nothing. See? That's the sad thing about it. That's why we don't entertain these guys, because they don't have any videos that work. They're constantly cheating, constantly cutting corners in their demonstrations. They would never pass any of our tests down here that we have. So this is a person who got on camera and said, oh, he canceled my order. Where is the document? Where is it showing that? You show me an email, even from your email account. Show me from your email account where it shows that you got an order from, you made an order through us. You don't have anything like that. You don't even have any documents you have here at all. So you can't back it up. And since you can't back it up, everybody just considered you to just be a liar. That's what you are. Got to show those documents. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have the proof, then you're just a liar. I'm pretty sure this is a grown man that knows how a server works. Anyone who's actually ordered from eBay or Amazon, has done any shopping on wish list, and you bought something and in the middle you decided you canceled out, you would get a documentation notification from PayPal telling you that the money was put back in your account, and you would get another notification from the server that you placed the order, or say they canceled your order on their end, that you will receive 2 documents. So the fact that he's just walking around and not saying anything, that's just a person that's completely just trolling. That's it. So that's why we don't take your product serious. That's why I don't take anything you do seriously, because stuff like this, you're doing the same thing. You're the same kind of, you act the same way that Crow acts. I'm not going to try Crow. You act the same way as he does. Like Crow was sitting in his backyard with this lawyer, claimed to be an attorney. He was never an attorney to begin with. Some guy back there just talking. Any respectable attorney would have never sat there in the backyard and had this conversation with you. You would have been in a law office. You would have been in confidence. Everything would have been in confidence. Everything would have been behind closed doors. None of that would have been discussed. No lawyer in his right mind is going to put his freaking job on jeopardy. First of all, the law firm itself is going to prosecute him due to the fact that you represent this law firm. You should have never been in the backyard having a discussion to begin with. You should have been at the law office having this discussion. I deal with lawyers all the time, and I've never met an attorney, even in COVID, to meet you out in the middle of a backyard. Never. Video, Skype calls, yes, I get them constantly all the time. Not freaking meeting up with you in a backyard like that. No. So when we asked and requested for his attorney's information, it was never, ever, ever given to us. Not ever. Not one time. It's never given to us. So yeah, another fail right there. All right. Let me see. All these demonstrations you're doing with this screen in this environment, these are all fails. I'm sorry. That's what they are. I'm not seeing anything in here worth our time. Nothing at all. This is even worse. What is going on here with this? Okay. Another one we got here. This is where another fail we have here, and I'll show you why it's a bigger fail too. Number one, look at your blinds. So let's have a look at where the blinds are at. You see how that screen is fading out? It's washing out already. See the blinds right here? Why isn't your blinds all the way up? Again, this needs to be all the way up. These curtains need to be pushed all the way back. I hope that's not a meter tester that you have right there, because cell phone meter testers are fake. And I'll tell you why. Because the apps are unpredictable. You need to get you a certified meter reader. Get yourself a doctor meter you need from the door. I'm hoping this is not a black screen. Please don't tell me this is a black screen, because this is coming up just like your black screen. And your website is not producing a black screen. It's producing a dark gray screen because it's not matching your speakers in the environment. I can see you basically swapped out your projector for a more powerful one, because when you had any other demonstration was around 1600 lumens. This is not a 1600 lumen projector sitting right here. As I can see, the way your screen is tucked away in this little corner, you're basically trying to block as much ambient light. It's doing it this way. You remember the incident with the screen under the fireplace? Same scenario, just larger screen. So your screen is tucked away in this little area. What I would like to see, you see the color gray we have here on this wall here and here? I would like to see that placed against your screen. Like I said, at the end of the day, I can go to Sherwin-Williams with your product and I can get an exact duplicate of your paint color. Now, the problem you're going to have is if I put that against your screen, will it match your screen? That's the problem you're going to have. Now, the black screen we have downstairs, you can go to Sherwin-Williams and get a duplicate of that, but that's black paint at the end of the day. Black paint doesn't match our screens, as we showed you in demonstrations where we made mixes, even made mixes to go against our screens. They don't match. This will match definitely if I go to Sherwin-Williams. As a matter of fact, this right here that you have on your walls would match your screen perfectly. But this right here, I don't know why your window is, why is it not open all the way up? This should be all the way up. If you notice that my screen I have sitting downstairs right now, it's at 126 inches. There are no pillars here and here. That screen lays flat to the wall. Those windows hit here and here, which means when light pushes through my window, we don't have none of this. I have veneer curtains. Light is transferring back and forth across that screen. And my projector does not sit on top of my screen. My projector sits back at 18 feet away from my screen. In another maxed out zone, because the living room area that I have in the middle is maxed out. Meters don't pick up in there. And my projector, that's where it sits at. So let's look at your demonstration here. Let's look at the breakdown here. Number one, right from the door, your screen washed out here. See, all this is all washed out. This is supposed to be jet black. So that's washed out right from the door. Colors are washed out. Colors are definitely washed out. I'm not seeing anything there at all. Colors are definitely washed out. Right here in this demonstration, see right here, all this is completely washed out. This is supposed to be jet black. Downstairs in the basement, and the zone that we have, we call the max out meter zone, is pushing more light in that environment than you have down here right now. This would completely wash out in that area, but no problem. This is all washed out. You're not picking up any contrast levels in there at all, period. None of that's picking up. This is completely washed out. This is supposed to be jet black. See how the water moves back and forth? That's supposed to be jet black. You're supposed to be to see that water transfer back and forth. Your screen's washed out, completely washed out here. So you're not pulling contrast levels at all. Usually when you're dealing with gray screens like this, they can pick up color. The majority of them will stay near color because color picks up much better in an environment like this, but they'll keep far away from the black screen. Where's your comparisons? How come you don't have any certified screens laying against the screen? I've not seen any certified demonstrations at all. And you got to get off the kick of these ultra short those. You need to bring that projector back. You need to do that demonstration. Pull these curtains up, lighten up in this environment. It's way too dark in here. Like I said, they'll stick as close as possible. Again, this is washed out. This is supposed to be a deeper brown. This is supposed to be a high red right here. This is washed out. Oh man, I tell you, it's just, y'all don't put the time in these things, man, do you? Here we go. Washed out. See the bottom of the screen? That's supposed to be jet black. That at the top is supposed to be jet black. All this is supposed to pop. It's supposed to push out from the screen. Another demonstration, completely washed out. That is definitely completely washed out. I'm sorry, man, but this is definitely washed out. Again, I can take your product and match your product just by going to Lowe's. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go to Lowe's and match your product when we get it down here. We're just going to match it. I don't bother making it. Just go match it. Go get a color match on it. There we go. What's going on here? This is completely washed out. Look at that. That's bad. That's completely washed out. That should never look that way. I don't even have to make your product. I'll just go to Home Depot and just match your color and blend it right into your screen. That's all I have to do. Because I guarantee if I do a color blend on you, your screen basically is going to match it. Because at the end of the day, this is house paint. I can tell by looking at it. You're going to have to do a demonstration on this right here. I want to see this, man. I know you got this laying around. I want to see you go to matter of fact, I want you to go to Lowe's or Home Depot, take this product down there and do a color match on your screen and paint it half and half on your screen. And I want to see if it matches your screen. Your screen is completely washed out. This is all washed out. Look at this. There's supposed to be a reflection of the strawberries right here. They're not there. There's a little bit here. That's basically about it. For an ultra short throw, for your screen to come up this bad, this is why it's bad to do ultra short throw demonstrations. An ultra short throw will make your screen look really bad, and I'll tell you why. The fact that your projector is sitting this close to the screen and your contrast level is still washed out. If your window was up here like this, all this would be gone. This would be completely washed out. If your curtains were pushed back, all this would be gone, completely gone. Right there in front of the door. And the fact that you're using an ultra short throw, which means the projector is sitting at a closer distance and you still has an image that looks this bad, a long throw would come up even horrible because the distance would be farther. You would have less lumens making contact with your screen. I don't know why you guys consider this to be black. This is not even black. That's supposed to be black. This is supposed to be black. Matter of fact, this has 2 shades of black going on here. This is supposed to be black. Then this is another shade of black. The table's a separate shade of black. And then the cherries we have in here, or the berries you have, are supposed to be vivid red. The green is supposed to be vivid green. All that's supposed to stand out from the screen. That's a complete fail. Let's move on with the OLED fish. Not good at all, period. This is why I don't waste my time on these things. Yeah, I'll color match your screen. I just go down to freaking Lowe's or just put a color match on your screen. That's all. Match your product. That's completely washed out. That is definitely washed out. Look at that for a split second transferring over. See, when it transferred over to the screen, that should have remained black at all times. That is completely washed out. This is what gray screens usually do anyway. They have these problems. That's all washed out, buddy. See how your screen transferred over? When it transferred over, that screen should have remained black, the same color as these speakers. Now, this is one of your gray screens. This is not good. Your gray screens. I'm going to check out that other guy's video that's been calling you a fraud. Because there's something wrong here. I think he did. He color matched your screen. I'm pretty sure he did. And keep in mind, at the end of the day, like I said, between him and Jamie, if Jamie doesn't want to do the, he doesn't want to do the multiple mixes and matches his product. If he doesn't want to do the review against a digital crystal screen paint, then just go over to Home Depot and get a color match of your screen, take it back, paint it against your screen, see if it matches. You can do that one too. Because we're going to color match this stuff, all of it. Because I guarantee what's sitting on this wall right now looks really close to your screen color. Matter of fact, you need to pull that projector out and hit this wall too at the same time to see how close that comes to your screen. I would love to see that demonstration. Oh yeah, we'll ask you. The thing about it is, this is what they don't like. We will ask them the questions that they don't want to hear. They're so used to cutting these corners trying to make the screens look good. We'll ask you those questions. We'll ask you questions that you don't want to do on camera. We do them all the time. We don't have a problem with it. All right, let's look at the OLED demonstration we have here. This area is supposed to be jet black. When that fish starts moving across, it should be jet black. Failed demonstration right from the door. Your screen's coming up. The contrast level is too low. That fish is supposed to be a much higher red. What is going on with this? This is supposed to be jet black. This is an OLED demonstration. Anytime you're doing an OLED demonstration with the fish, this is supposed to be jet black at all times. This is not supposed to be gray. This is literally matching, not even matching your speakers. This is matching your wall right here. This is what it's matching, your wall. That's why I said if I go to Home Depot, I can color match your screen. I'll bring it back. I'll paint that. I only put nothing in it. Nothing in it at all. No glitter, nothing. I guarantee you, if I paint that down the side of your screen, it'll blend right into your screen. This is an OLED demonstration. This is supposed to be jet black. I don't know what this is right here. That's an automatic fail right there from the door. Contrast level failed from the door. Curious what your projector is and why your levels are so low. Oh my goodness. This is what you guys deem as passable. So two things. You got a couple things going on here. Number one, your black screens can't do pour outs. We know that for the door. It's not going to match a black screen because your speakers are actually blacker than your actual black screen. This screen right here is not pouring any contrast whatsoever. I don't know why you're bothered doing this demonstration. You're blocking too much ambient light here. I don't know why you have this shade all the way down here. Why isn't that shade all the way to the top? Pull those blinds back. Matter of fact, let's take all that down to begin with. Other problems we have here, your screen is matching this perfectly. We need to pull this out so we can see what this looks here, or just go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a color match, an exact color match of your screen and do this demonstration again. Paint it right down the middle, but this is all washed out. That's not good at all. Where are your meters at? You don't have any meters in the environment at all, period. You don't have no white level tests, nothing at all, period. We've done all this tests already. I haven't seen any certified tests on any of your screens. This is washed out. This is supposed to be jet black. What else do we have in here? It's not coming up correctly. Oh, this is not good. This is the Batman scene you're trying to do. That is completely washed out. That's not even there. That's all washed out right there. That's supposed to be jet black. Washed out. Contrast is definitely washed out. That's bad. That's showing gray. That's not showing black. See right here, you can't even see Batman's cape. His cape is supposed to be displayed here. You can't see the bike. You can't even see the bike that's sitting on the freaking Absol. It's not even there. You can't even see it on the street. This is all washed out. You're supposed to be to see this right here. This is gone. All this is washed out. Anything that comes in with this color gray, screen's washing out. That's really bad right there. That's extremely bad. You can make out his face right there, but the rest of the screen you're not picking up at all. Look at that. That's not good. Completely washed out. That's completely washed out. Look at this. You can't even see his helmet. His helmet's supposed to be a bright red. Can't even see any of that. That's all washed out. I don't know what's going on here. That's all washed out. All this is washed out. All right, enough of that. That's completely washed out. Let's look at the Tron demonstration you were displaying in here. Whew, man. You guys, really seriously, this stuff is not passable at all. Discoloration. There's so much discoloration. The Tron is even worse. Look at this. What is going on with this? Why is this tan? That's not even black. Oh, it's so many questions about this. This is not good. I'm sorry, buddy, but I don't know what you were trying to do here, but it's not passable. I don't know why you're trying to compare yourself to art. This is why, now you can see why they're so angry. This is why. Because they see our demonstration, they get upset and get angry, and they try to do the same thing, and they just cut corners. It's a complete fail. This is not good at all. This is all washed out. It should never be this color at all. This is all washed out. And it's what's making it so worse, that the fact that it's washed out is the fact that his condensed lighting, see this ridge right here? His condensed lighting is up here. So that's really not making any contact with the screen. Now, if he had his condensed lighting here and here and here, right on top of the screen where you can see the wedges here and here, then it just still would be washed out. It still wouldn't have picked up because if it's washing out with this little bit of light up here, and then you got this little bit of light down here, which I think you got a plant in your window. Why is there a plant in your window? That should not be there. With this little bit of light here, and then the fact that you're using an ultra short throw and you're that close to the screen, your image is still that badly washed out. That's not good at all. My screen that sits on the ceiling is taking in more ambient light than this. That's supposed to be jet black. This right here, I've done this video a dozen times. This is supposed to be jet black. This should be glowing. This should be glowing like neon. This is what it should look like. And it can't do that because the black is washed out badly. This is why you have to be careful of fake demonstrations. People do not do their demonstrations correctly. And this is cutting corners like crazy. This is why we don't entertain you. Same false accusations that Crow does, which you claim you got to cancel out from us, but you're not showing any documentations, no emails, nothing showing that there was ever a cancellation. So right there, automatic fail, because you're going to have to show that document showing that the order was actually canceled. You don't have a service invoice, a server invoice from you don't have a service invoice from our website marketplace, and you definitely don't have any documents from PayPal showing that money was put back into your account. So that's done already from the door. You're a grown man walking around spreading lies, which is sad at the end of the day. I don't know what you're doing. This is washed out, buddy. That's all washed out. I could do this outside at 150 inches. So that's all washed out. They managed to get a little bit of bright color. Look how amazing he looks. No, this is a fail on so many levels. All right, right here. See all this? This is washed out. And your screen is definitely not black. For a gray screen, it's still even bad. But again, like I said, gray screens we consider to be obsolete anyway. They're not good for anything anyway. Not worth your time. And what he needs to do, he needs to go over to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a color match of his screen, the exact same color we have here, and he needs to paint that down the middle of his screen and show that there's a difference between the everyday house paint and his product. That's what he has to do. The reds right here in this demonstration, completely washed out. They're supposed to be a much more deeper and richer red, and they're very washed out. Red is one of the colors that'll fade out the fastest. This is washed out. Dealing with gray screens, that's the problem. Not good, man. Your demonstration's failing really hard. It's failing really hard. Look at this. This is supposed to be jet black in the background. Those red levels are supposed to pop even higher. Yeah, this is bad. Even the fact that you're using ultra short throw, like I said, your distance throw, you're right up on top of the screen. Your colors are still coming up washed out. This is bad. I would imagine when you look like on a long throw, it would be absolutely horrible. Again, all washed out. This is supposed to be jet black. Failed. I don't, buddy, you're not going to pass down here. You're not going to pass down here. Your product is horrible. And I don't know what this is. This is your black screen? That's not even black. See how close that they're matching? These are two different products you're supposed to display. You see how close they're matching? You're doing the same thing Crow's doing. Your paint is only off by a couple of shades of black, which at the end of the day, I know how your product is made automatically from the door. You need to get a color shade of both of these screens. What are you showing here? This is not showing anything at all. Where's the huge difference at all? So there's no huge difference at all, period, in here. None at all. Again, you're doing the same thing Crow does. If you have to be that close up on the screen to show the difference from one or the other, not good. You should be able to see that from a distance. Yeah, your screen's gray. See it right there? That's actually gray, not even black. Any screen with a little bit of black in it will do the exact same thing. I can do that with gray primer and drop more black paint into it to do the exact same thing. You got the same thing Crow has. Literally, your products are almost exactly the same. See, no difference at all in between the two. That's a fail. Let's see. Nope, too much of a close match. It's not a good demonstration, man, at all. Period. You didn't do a good job on that at all. That's really bad. That's really bad. Your environment is way too dark. I don't know what's going on. These blinds need to be up, curtains need to be pulled back. The fact that your screen is coming very close to matching this right here, I would like to see you go down to Home Depot and Lowe's and do a color match of your screen and paint it against your screen to see if it matches, because I'm pretty sure it will. The other thing I see here in this demonstration, going over to your page over here, let's go pop into your website real quick. This is the issue I have with one of your screen that's claiming to be black. The application process is a nightmare, because due to the fact you have to go in and you have to put in 4 applications to a screen, to a surface. That's too much work. Customers are not going to be bothered with that. So is this the one that's black? Let me see. Nope, this one's mid-gray. So that's never going to pass any of our screens. Not a mid-gray. We can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and get a color match on that. That's not easy. That's easy to do. Let's see if it matches your product. Let me see what this one is. This one is, you have a color for this thing? No color for that one. You need to put on the outside of your shopping cart what the customer is getting, because he'll have to click on every shopping cart to see. Let me see, black. This one's supposed to be black. This one's supposed to be coming in September of 2021. You're a little late on your deadline, aren't you? But this is supposed to be black. This one he has right here. You claim it's a matted black screen. Let's see in the demonstration if the screen is actually black or if it's dark gray. Like I said, if it doesn't blend into speakers, and one thing we're looking at when people literally have their speakers right next to the screen, we can see right from there. So let's get a look at this screen before it comes down. I think it's right about here. And in this environment, again, your environment is too dark. Why is the screen sitting in an environment that's so freaking dark? So let's get a look at your screen, see if we get an image of the screen by itself. There it is right there. We got it right here. All right, let's go back a little bit more and compare your screen's color to your environment, because your screen is supposed to be coming up jet black. Let's play right here. I need to go back a little bit more on that. And your environment, again, is too dark. Your screen is not coming up as a black screen. Now this is where I see problems at right here. Right about in here, I'll show you where we got problems, where your screen's not coming up as black. You see right here? You see the color of your speakers? Your speakers are not even matching your screen. That's a gray screen I'm staring at. This is nowhere near black. Those speakers are supposed to match your screen. You see that frame you got around your screen right there? It's black. That's not even matching your screen. Not even anywhere near close. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make when they claim to have a black screen. People in my field that are experts in this field, they won't look at your screen. They'll look at things in the environment to try to match the screen to it. So they go, speakers don't even match the screen. How the freak is that black? That's not even a gunmetal screen. That's nowhere near gunmetal. Gunmetals are very dark screens. Very dark screens. That doesn't even come in as a gunmetal category. That comes in as a darker mid-gray. That's what it comes in. But I don't know how you're passing that off as a black screen. This is black. This is not black at all. Your border around your screen is black. This is not black. I don't know what this is, but that's not black, buddy. That's kind of like a dark charcoal gray. That's what it kind of looks like, a charcoal gray. That's what it looks like. And not even a dark one at that. That's how we can tell when we look at a person's screen. But like when we watch Crow's demonstration, when he took down the 19 and he set it on top of the speakers, I was like, that's not a 19. That's too light to be a 19. 19s are black. You can clearly show that the 19 was gray in the demonstration. When he did the demonstration with the Jet Black Fusion, we looked at the screen, that screen was coming up gray. Your speakers weren't even matching the screen. And this is where we notice that your screen at the end of the day is a dark gray screen. And if it's a dark gray screen, it can't compete with the Phantom. You can't do a black paint pour out on the screen because the black paint will push a higher black level than your screen. On a pour out, you won't even match it at all, period. This is dark gray. This is not black. So you need to go in and change on your website by saying that this is a black screen and change it to a deep gray screen, like a paint on screen. Paint on screen has your screen marked as a black screen. It's not. It's actually a deep gray, and that's what you have, a deep gray screen. This is not black at all, period. So that is a complete fail. I don't know where you came up with that ingenious idea. That would explain why the screen's fading so badly. And I don't even know why the environment, again, is so dark. You have this very, very dark environment. That's not good for you, man. That's really not good for you. You're not going to pass. You're not. Your screen's a washout down here with no problem. That's why you're doing these demonstrations on these small little screens outside. This would wash out completely. You couldn't pour a Starfield demonstration next. You couldn't pour a Starfield demonstration next to black paint. Black paint would perform better than this on contrast, easily. Yeah, not even close to being black. I'm sorry. Your videos were fails, all of them. You're done. Not saying all of them, but the ones I just saw today, that one demonstration of your screen showing, and that, no, that was absolutely horrible. And on top of that, like I said, what you need to do is you need to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, take your product down there and have them match the color of your product. Take that down to your house, paint that screen, half of that, and see if that color matches. Because if it does, it shows that your product is nothing but everyday paint. Anyone can go to Home Depot and match it. Now, you can say about my black screen, can someone do that? Yeah, they can go down and try to match it, but they're going to put black paint in there. Our product is not black paint at the end of the day. That's why it doesn't match anything that we throw against it. So you can buy black paint and try to throw it against our screen. It don't match. Our screen pulls a higher white level than black paint, black fabric, and everything else we throw against it. So yeah, you can color match your screens all day long. You're not going to show up. You're not going to react the same way. But I can color match your product, and I bet you don't match. And that's what you need to do today. That's your task for today. Stop walking around making false accusations that there's cancellations. You don't have any documentation or anything backing anything up showing that a product was ever canceled from our website, or any documentation showing that PayPal returned money back to your account until you show those documents. Well, the first thing about it is you should have showed that from the door. That's what we did. The minute we got the first cancellation from Crow, we showed those documents right from the door multiple times. You never display that. So we all know that's a lie. So you can't be trusted on that part right there. As for your products being sold out, if I were you, keep them sold out. You're not going to be making any money anytime soon, because if we get your products down here, we'll match every last one of them over at Lowe's. See how close they come up to matching your screens, if anybody else can make them. You already had somebody over here doesn't like you, so we need to go look in his videos and figure out why this guy is hitting you as hard as he is, because he's claiming you as the BS your product's not working. And I'm going to go in and check out his videos real quick. So all these are sold out. These are all sold out. You're going to have to keep these sold out. Anytime any one of these screens activate, we're going to buy it and we're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to do a match. That's what we're going to do. Because I'm not going to waste my time painting any of this to one of my next to my screens, because it won't pass. Let's see if your screen will pass a Home Depot or Lowe's match. See if somebody can take it down there and match your product that fast. And I guarantee it's going to come up as everyday paint. That's what's going to come up as. Let's get out of here. Let's go over and check out the rest of this right here. This is a fail. This is no good. Complete and utter fail. That's done. I'm sorry, but that's a fail. You got to do better on this. Much better. And again, this gray paint right here, that's right there, is a complete fail. Go over to Home Depot and Lowe's and get a match of this and basically put this against your screen to see if there's a difference between the two. Also, too, this paint you have here, matter of fact, you can use this paint right here and do it, but I would just go to Home Depot and go to Lowe's, get an exact identical color match of your screen, and paint that half and half on your screen and do that demonstration again to see how close that color match comes up to your screen. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm requesting today, for you to go to Home Depot and Lowe's and do a color match on this. Get the exact same color match, paint it down the side of your screen, and do the demonstration again. Let's see if your product is nothing more than house paint. I told you don't want to mess with us on that level. We will give you tasks that are basically impossible to do. If you're cutting any corners in any of your demonstrations and we see this, we're going to exploit it. We're going to put it out there you're going to show people exactly what. I'm going to give you tasks that you don't want to do. So now you're going to have to go to Home Depot and Lowe's, and you're going to have to get a color match of your screen. This one right here, the final coating of this screen, not the first, not the third. We want the final coating, only a match of the final coating. We want you to paint half of that down, and we want you to do the demonstration all over again, showing that your product has nothing to do but a color match from Home Depot or Lowe's. That's what you're going to have to do now. If not, at the end of the day, your product is nothing special. If you don't do the demonstration, you don't do it at all, it means at the end of the day, your product is nothing special. People should not purchase or buy from you in any way whatsoever if you can't show a difference between your product and everyday paint. We do it all the time. So you should be able to do it with no problem. Let me see what else we got going on here. That's pretty much basically about it. I'm going to check out this other fellow who really does not like you at all. What I'm gonna see, he did some reviews on your product. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's doing over here on his channel. Let's see. And he's right on that one. I gotta give him that much. That's nowhere close to ambient light rejection. That is a complete washout on your screen. And he's actually telling the truth here. He's saying not even close to an ambient light fighting. It's not. That is completely washed out. How is this considered to be ambient light? Your screen being ambient light rejection. Why is it so washed out here? Yeah, that's really bad. And hey, I give him that. That is really bad. That is really, really washed out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your video here, man. Yeah, he's got some good points here. This is what PARTAY provides you. This is really washed out. You got an angry customer over here, and he's got some heavy evidence. This is so washed out. This is not even funny. The blues are supposed to be deeper than this. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. I mean, usually people will just hate on you for the sake of just hating on you, but he's got some extremely good points in there. Your screen was basically coming up extremely washed out. Let's see what this one's going on right here. And this demonstration has against your product. Oh my goodness, what the freak is going on with this? Why is this so washed out? This is really bad. If you can't maintain in this environment, I don't know how in the world you're going to maintain downstairs in the maxed out meter zone. You're not going to pick up down there. This is bad. So this is a customer who doesn't like him, and he's posting these pictures here of his screen, a PARTAY screen, and it's doing the exact same thing as it's doing in his videos. This is completely washed out. This is supposed to be jet black, number one. This is supposed to be jet black. Yeah, it's bad. That's really, 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 really bad. That's not good at all. Yeah, somebody's saying you're a ripoff. So they're showing PARTAY sticks it to you. Yeah, someone doesn't like you. Your freaking stuff is coming up way too. What the heck is going on with this? That's that gray paint. I told you that gray paint does that stuff every time. It washes it out. This is a person that's testing your stuff right now. That's how bad your contrast levels are pulling up. Because it's gray paint. Gray paint is not going to be able to produce that image. Yeah, that's bad. That is really, really bad. Your colors are not picking up at all. You're not picking up any contrast. He's sitting right up on top of that with the projector. Look how close this projector is sitting to the screen. You're not picking up. We can pick up at 200 lumens on a silver screen. At 200 lumens at a silver screen, we can pick up easy. This is really, really bad that you're not picking up like this. This is a customer displaying this on his product. That's really, really bad. Really bad. Your levels are dropped on there. Too bad. That's really, really bad. Let's see what else we got from this problem. Yeah, let me show you something, how this is done. You see this right here? Let me show you the difference between my environment and yours. My projector sits back 12 feet from my screen. Let me show you how it's done, how you're supposed to do this demonstration. You see that area right there where that screen is sitting? You see how much light we have in there? That's called the meter max out zone. Meters don't register in that environment. You see how black that screen is? Look at the border on that screen. That border, that's a sound bar right there. All this blends into the screen. This is what your screen is supposed to display if it was true black. See my meter readings right there? See how they're coming up 1? They're not even registering that environment. I have more light in that environment. Even if you were to open up your window, you still couldn't match the light that's pushing off in that environment. Like I said, your screen would get flatlined over here. Look at that. This is how your colors are supposed to pop. It's supposed to look like a TV. Nothing's supposed to wash out. Nothing's supposed to fade. And you're using an ultra short throw. You're sitting right up on top of the screen, which means your distance throw is much shorter. And you still can't maintain that image. See, I can take my camera, go all the way from the side. I didn't see not one angle gain in your demonstration, not one. You know why? Because your screens can't pick up on an angle gain. They're washing out that bad as you're standing out in front of them. They're sure enough not going to be able to pick up an image while you turn to the side. Oh my goodness, I swear. I don't know where you guys come at matching your stuff to my stuff. Where you come off with this nonsense to begin with? Yeah, your product gets down here to get destroyed. It would get destroyed. Your product isn't from the door. You couldn't even do what we're going to request for you today. And this is what I'm requesting from today, Partay. Go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a color match of your screen. Have them identically match your screen. I want you to paint that down the side of your screen. And I want you to show us that there's not a difference between your product and everyday paint. That's what I want to see. Because I have not seen any paint versus paint on your products at all. Neither you or Crow. Now, I'm going to put a bunch of links at the bottom. Those are our links that we put down showing you that our screen's being tested against black paint, black vinyl, black material, black t-shirts, black hoodies, everything. Done from 5,000 lumens, done from 1,000 lumens at 14 feet away from the screen. You see how black that background comes up? This is what you're supposed to be displaying. Let me show you something right here. Right near here. You see that right there? You can't see it, can you? That's a sound bar. You can't see a sound bar because the sound bar is blended right into the screen. I can do that inside that environment. It's nothing. I can do that 150 inches outside with no problem. Your screen wouldn't pass outside. That's why you're doing it on that small little sample sheet like that, that tiny small little sample sheet like that. Because if your screen's fading that bad inside the house with an ultra short throw projector, it would never survive a screen size of 150 inches. It wouldn't survive 100 inch at that if it's doing that badly inside the house. It would never pull up outside. You would have all kinds of issues that would pop up. But this is your task for the day. You're going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's. You're going to get a color match of your black screen, and this is what I want you to do. Get a color match of that screen that's supposed to be black and get black paint. You're going to do a pour out demonstration side by side. You're going to do your product against black paint when it comes to your black screen. We have to do it. You got to do it. I also want to see the gray screen that you have. I want you to go to Home Depot and Lowe's and do a exact identical color match of that screen. I want you to paint that right next to your screen. I want you to show a demonstration of your product showing a different product than the product that was matched at Home Depot. That's what you're doing today. If you don't do this demonstration today, then it shows at the end of the day your product is nothing more than house paint and the customers need to go someplace else. You asked for it, we gave it to you. See, there are things they didn't want to do. They don't want to do these tests. We do these tests all the time, but they want to declare themselves as being equal to us. They want to accuse us of this and accuse us of that. You know why they accuse us of scammers? Because they can't do it themselves. They can't. So let's just spread some hatred on this person because we can't do the same thing they're doing. So now we're giving you the tasks that we have to do. You want to be like our products? You want to claim that you're the same as we are? Then guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to do a demonstration now with a paint versus paint on your product to show at the end of the day that your customers are actually buying that screen paint that's real and they can't go over to Home Depot or Lowe's and match your product. That's what you're going to have to do. And that's what we asked Crow about 7 times, and he hasn't done it yet. Of course he hasn't done it. Because he knows if he basically makes that black and white mixture and puts it against the screen, it is going to match his screen. And that's going to become a problem. You can't have that. That's why he's not doing a demonstration. He was supposed to send us a simple email saying yes or no to send that product to his front door. He hasn't sent us an email yet. Nothing at all. Not a thing. Simple email saying yes or no. We don't want to see a video, just a basic email that says, hey, yes, you can ship this to my front door. Haven't seen it yet. You know why? Because if that digital one shows up and he does an unboxing, it's going to blend one of his screens. And at the end of the day, he can't have that. So he can never, ever, ever do that request. Same thing about asking him about making the different mixes, the black and white mixes. He's not doing that on camera. That's why he's been avoiding and doing these other demonstrations. The ingredients is right there for him to make. And he still hasn't done the demonstration yet. So at the end of the day, his customers, instead of giving him $85, can just go out and just make free paint. It's right there because you can't back it up. Now it's interesting because in the demonstration, he told us that we had to take our screen and reverse it around and show our screen off the vinyl part. We're doing a screen against a white screen next to our screen. He came and he wanted us to take the vinyl, turn it around to the black side, and do the demonstration. We did it right there on the spot with no problem whatsoever. And the vinyl didn't match our screens. It came up too dark. The white levels weren't high enough. So if we can do that right on the spot, and we can go out here and we can test our products against other black paints, other black materials, I don't know why y'all can't. And the minute we start telling you to do this, now it's harassment. Now we're bothering you. Now, for the longest time, we didn't pay PARTAY any mind. I didn't pay you any mind until you sent me that email. Now, when you sent me that email, I said, now you crossed the line with me now. Now I'm not digging to your products. You should have left me alone. Because now I'm giving you challenges to do that we know that you can't do. Because at the end of the day, I know what's going to happen to your product. As I said before, I was making those gray screen print products 7 years ago. So I know the outcome of your products. I know how far they can go. The same flaws that I see that your screen is portraying is the same thing that I saw way back then when we did the demonstrations against diamond technology. I know the outcome of your screens. When I see them little flaws popping up, that automatically tells me exactly what is in your product and why is it reacting that way, because I used to make it. So you're going to have to come in and do those demonstrations. That's all. So that's what we want. Crow still hasn't done his demonstrations yet, so he's going to lose a lot of customers because at the end of the day, no one's going to buy a product that he can't back up. At the end of the day, he was told to do several mixes against his products to show that his product at the end of the day is not black and white. Even more harmful on his behalf is the simple fact that there is a video of him showing him making a product out of black and white paint. And he can't even back that right there. So the fact that he can't back that, no one's going to give him $85 of their money unless he shows a demonstration showing that, hey, look, there is a difference between my product and a black and white product. He can't do that. Now you have that same burden that he has, you have acquired it now for basically minding my business, which I'm going to request from you to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and do a color match of your product Paint the screen against your screen and show that there is a difference, a huge, massive difference. This is what happens when you stick your nose in my business. If you never sent me that email to begin with, you would have been good to go. Now we're going to put you on blast. And if your product doesn't match that paint, then you need to have fraud charges brought against you for defleecing and stealing money from your customers. Unless you do that demonstration, we advise no one to purchase any products from this individual until he shows a demonstration of his product versus everyday paint. Now, keep in mind, this is something we have to do with no problem. I have multiple video demonstrations of me doing demonstrations against my black screens, my gray screens, my gunmetal. We just did one against the gunmetal screen yesterday. Made the screen paint live so everybody can see it. So if we can back this up on our product, why can't you? But y'all want to be equal to us, but y'all don't want to do our demonstrations. Now you got that. And anybody else that wants to act up, guess what? We're going to request for you to do a color swap of your screen match at Home Depot or Lowe's, or we're going to give you a list of ingredients to make. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I can buy your product, go right over to Home Depot, make a copy of it, just like that. That's it. That's the end of your product, that fast. I don't even have to test against my product. I can just show that anybody can make your product. But if you feel that you can make our product, I'll give you the same thing Crow does. I gave Crow. Make my product. Make my product, post my ingredients. I'll make it, I'll put it against my own screen. I dare you. There you go. Play with me. I don't like your attitude. I don't like how you carry yourself. I don't like how you lie on camera. You do the exact same thing as the other fellow. You do deceitful and dirty things. And if my lawyers are going through your account today, if I find anything on there, I will see you in court. If I see anything on there stating that you have called me a scammer, any fake demonstrations, any products that didn't come up looking correctly in any demonstration, so they were tampered in any way whatsoever, you slander my company in any way whatsoever, you will speak to my attorney. So you can understand that. Talk about suing somebody for what? I don't have one demonstration on my account ever calling you a scammer. But today, you're going to have to be able to do that demonstration. There's your burden. Enjoy it. By today, we should see a demonstration from PARTAY taking that product down to Home Depot or Lowe's and doing that color match to see if this product doesn't. And if he doesn't do it, we'll purchase whatever product that you have available on your website and we'll do the color match from there. And then we'll do it on my end. Y'all want to challenge us, but y'all don't want to do our demonstrations. If I stuck your screen in that zone right there, your screen would automatically wash out. You couldn't pick up in there at all. Your screen is absolutely the gray paint. I'm concerned because the gray paint you have on your screen is matching your wall so close. Literally is matching your wall. That's why I said, oh, he's got to do a color swap. He's definitely got to go to Home Depot. Same thing to you, Crow, because you have refused to do the screen paint mixtures that we gave you to do side by side live on camera. You refused that. You refused to do the Digital One Crystal screen paint, which we need a yes or no from you. No video, because I'm not going to sit there and watch your video you mumbling about I don't know what. Simple yes or no in an email. Send that to us. We haven't received that from you. We are now requesting that you take your products down to Home Depot or Lowe's and get an exact identical match of your products and then do the demonstrations live today. That's what we're requesting. And the reason why I had somebody come into the room, Benny G came in the room talking about, what about you? What about you? I don't see you doing any demo. I was like, oh man, I'm so happy to see you. I really am. I've been dying to do this all day. I've been dying to show off these demonstrations all day. I've been waiting for somebody to come into the room and open their mouth and make that statement so I can go in and show you our test demonstrations. I put 7 links in there. He came back in. He did apologize. I give him that. The guy did come in and apologize. So he did come in and apologize. Came in and apologize. You see that screen right there, PARTAY? That's an actual black screen. See how it blends into the border and everything? That's an actual black screen. See right there? That right there is a test demonstration on our gunmetal formula versus a very, very dark gray screen paint we made. That screen paint literally is so dark, it is actually darker than the UV. That's how dark it is. Delivery made it that dark to see if we can challenge our screen. And we're able to produce a higher white level and color than paint. Which means at the end of the day, no one can go down and do a color match on a screen because it won't match paint. Y'all haven't done that demonstration yet. We're still waiting on that demonstration to be done. See right here? This is what you got to do. You have to show a difference. And that's what y'all haven't done yet. And that's gunmetal technology down there. It's doing that. So we had to make a screen paint dark enough that would match our screen and be able to show that there's a difference between the two. Which means if at the end of the day, somebody decided to do a color swap on our product to see if they can go down and see if they can get the match, it's not going to match. Because we already did it to our own stuff. See, you want to be like us, but y'all don't want to do our tests. That's what I'm understanding. Everybody wants to be like us, but they don't want to do the test. When it comes to the test, y'all want to whine and cry about this, that, and the other. Let's see, we showed this demonstration. Here we go. Need a little faster in there. It's a split second. When a projector changes over, there's a split second which shows the original screen. And that's what I'm trying to catch, that split second right in there. See that? See how it's loading up? It's a split second. So within that split second, as that projector is changed in the frame rate, the screen will go back to the original color. That's what we see. That's how we can see through your bull crap. You didn't realize that, did you? Yeah. See how that's loading right there for a split second? When your screen loads up to another frame, it goes back to the original frame color of the screen, and then it transfers over. If your screen shows any sign of not being black, it will show up. Some people will try to hide it and a projection onto the screen. They'll try to hide it. They will never show you the screen. They'll try to show you not the screen, but the projector on and off. That's why they want to show you the projector off, because they'll try to hide it to make it look like the screen's producing black. But what they don't realize in their demonstration, on a split second, when that screen transfers over to the next frame, it goes back to the original form. Didn't realize that, did you, Crow? That's how we could see through all your bull crap. See that loading right there? So in that split second, when that screen transfers over, you see that surface that's laying against my screen? That is the exact same color match that we had for that technology. The only difference is this technology has 4 codes in it. That one doesn't. That's everyday paint. There you go. That is everyday paint. So we'll basically make that base for that design, but one, we won't drop the codes in it, one we will. See? There you go. There you go. Now you're learning today. Now you're learning how you have to do your test. And you have to do that entire test the entire time in an environment that is going to be insanely hostile towards your screen, which means your screen's going to wash out. It's going to go through all the work. It's got to go through all of it. And you guys do these in these dark environments, cutting corners as fast as you can. I've seen how you tucked your screen away in that little area like that so the light can pass it, can't graze across your screen because it's tucked in that little environment back there, that little tiny corner. That's why I like what we have downstairs, because when that screen sits on top of that radiator, it's laying flat against the wall. There's no little pillars wrapped around it. It's in there where light is constantly passing back and forth across that screen. That's what I like about that little environment over there. But yeah, you're going to have to do that. So that's what we're requesting from you today, both of you. We're requesting you take your products down to Home Depot or Lowe's and you do an exact color match of your product, paint that along the side of your screen, do your demonstrations again for today. Now, y'all want to get mad at us and say, oh, but you giving us impossible tech. You challenged our technology. If we do this stuff to our own screens, then if you want to consider yourself to be equal to us, then how come you can't do it? No excuses. Get it done. This is what I require from my technology, not from my customers, for me. This is what I require. My standards are very, very stiff and rigid and brutal when it comes to my work. At the end of the day, my brain is constantly thinking on 6 different levels. I'm thinking, I wonder if anyone can match this screen. Let's do it so and so and so. That's what's going through my head all day long. What if we could do this? What if we do this? What about that? So and so and so and so. In the middle of camera, sometimes in the middle of a video, I'll just be throwing random stuff up on the screen just to see what will happen in a live demonstration. Anything can happen in a live demonstration. And next time you do that demonstration, do it live. No more. If you're going to do a demonstration, on top of that, where's your certifieds at? You don't have any certifieds. Where's the white levels? There should be a white screen behind the back of your screen showing off the white levels. That's not even there either, too. So you need to do that, too. Get that one done, too. Now, before you go off frenzy about how I'm not doing my demonstrations correctly, let me see what we got going on here. This is the one we did. This is the one we're doing now. Let's get the one with the, let me see, we need the one with the, let me see, that's the black funnel right there, that's the stream right there, we did a stream version of this too. Let's go over here. Let's bring up the black screen. That's my black screen downstairs. Another thing I noticed in your demonstration, your black screen doesn't even match your border around the screen. It doesn't even match the speakers you have in the environment. That's disturbing. You see this right here? That's a black sound bar right here in the middle underneath my screen. So I went upstairs and I grabbed one of my sound bars and I threw my sound bar against the screen. Right there is my black sound bar, right there. You can't see it, can you? Because it's blended into the screen. That's why you can't see it. We're going to have to get some boosters for the basement. I think I'm going to order one today and put one down there. Get a booster for there. And I keep forgetting when I do these demonstrations to take out the freaking my Wi-Fi and just use my Verizon service. And demonstration. That's how we know when we look at your demonstrations, we're watching your screen and we're watching the border on your screen. So for that split second, when your projector basically shows its happy hour, when it shows exactly what it's supposed to look like, that's how we can tell right from there. Oh, heck, his screen's not even freaking black. That screen is freaking gray. And the reason why they do a dark gray screen is because they try to do a screen that's passable for black. But they want to keep the screen gray so they can maintain white levels. That's why they try to do it that way. That's why we saw the demonstration with the Jet Black Fusion. That screen right there was producing a gray level outside. Yeah, they telling themselves all the time. Constantly telling themselves. Let me see. Constantly telling themselves. There we go. Go back a little bit more. Now that's me putting my sound bar right there in the middle of my screen right there. That's my sound bar right there. And you'll see me lean right into the camera and show you that the sound bar matches the screen. Now see right here? See how I lean into the screen? See how black that sound bar is? See how it matches the screen right here? See how the border matches the screen right here? Mind, this area is very well lit. There's no room in here for any dark areas because we're in here with a maxed out meter. So that's what you're supposed to see. So when I show my demonstrations off on my form and they look at it and say, man, gee whiz, that thing is matching your speakers. How black is that screen? When I go into your demonstrations, your speakers don't even match the screen. This is supposed to be a a black screen. That's what you're claiming. You shouldn't have black screen. You need to have deep charcoal, dark charcoal, or you need to have deep black that you need to have on a gray black, like kind of a grayish black. But your screen's not basically and on top of that, look at this again. Your environment, too dark. Now you see the difference between the environment where we had that screen sitting at compared to the environment where this screen's sitting at. Look how dark the environment is. If you consider this, the first red flag for us, if you consider this to be a well-lit environment for your screen, you're not going to pass down here. We stick that thing in one of those meter zones, your screen's going to wash clean out. If it's struggling in this, think how bad it's going to be when we stick it in that zone. Now let me show you something. I told you, split second. There you go. Your screen is not black. Your screen doesn't even match your speakers. As we showed you before. Doesn't match the speakers, doesn't match the border around the screen. There's a border right there, doesn't even match at all, period. And look how dark it is in the environment. You got a gray screen there, buddy, not black. That's a black screen. Now you see the difference. I don't get them. I really don't. I don't know why they do these dark environments and then they come up and go, oh yeah, I have the same thing he has. No, not even close. But I saw, like I said, what I saw in your demonstration automatically shows me in front of the door. You're not going to compete with what we have over here. I would just know in the world you would take out a 38. You don't even have the weight for it. You couldn't even do a Phoenix screen, and you couldn't even take that screen out. So at the end of the day, after seeing what you had to offer, you don't have anything to offer at all, period, to it. You don't. There's no point in us basically buying your product. I'm not going to waste $160 on a product that you probably won't even take it down to Home Depot or Lowe's and do a color swap on it. That's what you need to do. Take it down to Home Depot or Lowe's, see if your screen will match. That's what you need to do. Let me show you something right here. This right here is a Phantom. You see the color of the speakers right there? See how black my pillars are? All that matches my screen. That's how black these screens are. They match. That screen's not even gray. That screen's actually black. See my screen in here? My acoustics are blacker than your screen. My ceiling is blacker than your screen. See that? These are black screens. Your screen doesn't even match anything we have in here. Your screen's not black. You have gray screens, not a black screen. You see the stand right here with my projector sitting in? That's black. All the cables and wires all match. They match my sofa and everything. Everything here is black. My ceiling match. That's all black technology. You just displayed a gray screen. A gray screen. That's what you displayed. Let's go downstairs. Every time I do these demonstrations, we have to finish it off with downstairs. My kitchen screen. Let's go over to my kitchen. This is the screen in my kitchen. My kitchen screen is black. Your screen's not black. You just displayed a gray projection screen on one of them. And I don't know who the customer is, but man, yeah, he made some very good points. Your product washed out, and it washed out in the demonstration too also. It washed out. Let's go down to the meter zone. We call this, it's considered to be called the meter max out. So that right there is a black Phantom right there, as you can see. And my measuring tape here, as you can see, we're not using the ultra short throws. So as you can see that my projector is sitting back around, sorry about that, the rotation. Sorry about the rotation here for a minute. It's sitting back around, yep, rotation was active again. So you can do it this way. It's sitting back around 12 feet from the screen. You're using an ultra short throw projector. You're sitting that close to the screen, just like Jamie, sitting that close to the screen, and still your color is washed out completely. especially for sitting that close to a screen. You can make all the memes you want. Memes don't bother me. Memes and also, it just shows you at the end of the day that this is a person that's afraid and their product doesn't work, and that's all they have. You can't back it up. I don't do memes of people. I don't do any of that nonsense. I come in here, show off my demonstration, and I back it up. See my speakers here in the front? That's my sound bar right there. My sound bar matches my screen. My border matches my screen. That's a true black screen. Not what we saw in that demonstration, but that screen was coming up with that grayish look to it. So I don't know how in the world you're expecting to go against Phantom or the Phoenix if your screen isn't physically black. Let me show you something. There's my soundbar right there. Your screen's not black. So your screen wouldn't pass down here. We got too much light going on down here. It would never pass. Let's go check out the meter. Let's go fire the meter up. Here's my meter. They don't pick up in here. So I have more lights. If you drop a meter in your environment right now, I bet you it picks up. They don't pick up down here. And the fact that you're in an ultra short throw, you're that close to the screen, and your screen is coming up that washed out, that bad, you're not even picking up contrast correctly, your window's not even fully open. LG beta fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
See how your screen's supposed to come up? It's supposed to be jet black at all times. That screen never turns gray because they're black. This is how your product is supposed to be displaying. If your screen was a true 100% black screen. Now you see that fish, that beta fish right in the middle of my screen? Have you noticed that the background of my screen is jet black? At all times, it matches my speakers and matches the border at all times, even with the meter maxed out in this environment. So how come in your demonstration, your screen was coming up gray? When you did your demonstration on the black screen in the video, it was in a dark environment. My environment right here is well lit. You can't even match the 150 inches we have outside. You can't match them. So how are you comparing yourself to me? Here we go. Batman, Dark Knight.
Getting that from YouTube.
Is it the Dark Knight scene? I think it is on Dark Knight scene, Batman, Dark Knight scene. I think it's this one right here.
News is happening. Now, look at what's making headlines around the world. Tonight, the major announcement of the COVID vaccine.
This is a significant moment.
Your news, whenever it happens, wherever you are, it's here now.
Isn't it the scene you showed off in your demonstration? When your contrast levels weren't pulling up? The screen was coming up gray and ashy.
You are in for a show tonight, son.
Didn't show any angle gain in that demonstration, did you? So what we're going to advise for both of them are for them to take their products down to Home Depot and Lowe's and do identical match on their products and then paint their screens to see if there's a difference. Since the Crow refused to do the demonstration of the review for the Digital One Crystal screen paint, he also refused to do the colors, making the screen paint mixes. He refused to do that, and we all know that from the door. He can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and get an exact match of his product, paint it down, and see if it does match. Batman Tumblr scene.
Get that from YouTube.
Get to the good part in here because I don't want to do too much on this. And as you can see, we don't have condensed lighting all the way up in the ceiling. We do condensed lighting. We'll make sure it always hits the screen at all times. But as you can see, my high power fluorescent work lights are basically making contact with the screen at all times. Tron Legacy.
Getting that from YouTube.
As you can see, no tannish colors to the screen because the screen is producing a 100% black contrast level. And that's what you want in your product. Now, post it so you can see how much light we have in the environment. We're also showing the angle gain of the screen. Make sure that the screen produces at 190-degree viewing angle with a maxed out meter in the environment. Now, as you can see, when I walk past my screen, it doesn't turn gray. That's another thing too. No meter test was in the room. Where's your meter test? We can do these outside with no problem. Easy. Let's do, let me see what else we want to play with while we're in here. I'm going to pick me up another booster for down here because I'm going to get it for work. Definitely going to need it for downstairs for work.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Me.
Ultra OLED black contrast demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
It's a demonstration. You also did a display that washed out, that was producing too much of a gray level. Screen was coming up ashy. This is why I don't like doing ultra short of demonstrations. As I said before, it sits too close to the screen. We need a distance throw. And majority of the demonstrations we do, we like to have those distance throws. Now, I'm going to be getting back to work today. I got things I got to do. That's why I got to be up early for demonstrations. But we will be requesting to see a demonstration of their products being taken down to to Home Depot or Lowe's to do a color swap out to see whether or not if they match your colors or they match paint. Now see right there in the demonstration with the pot coming up? See how it remains black at all times from corner to corner? your screen washed out horribly. That's how dark it's supposed to be. And you can sit there and say, well, I have a window open. No, your environment is not as bright as mine. My environment's brighter than yours. Again, you had put a meter in there and see how much light you're pulling in. Stick it on the floor, show your meter readings. I'll show you an extremely hard contrast demonstration. These are extremely hard because they go from black to light, the black to light. If your screen can't pick up that contrast level, it comes up tan on these demonstrations. These are extremely hard to do. As I said before, at the end of the day, you have to be careful about people who claim their products to be black screens when at the end of the day, they're not black screens. They're just really dark charcoal screens. Like I said, when I saw the company paint on screens, nothing to say bad about them, but the screen that they were displaying is not an actual black screen. The screen comes up as charcoal gray. It's a deep, dark gray screen, but it's not actually black. Looking at the Jet Black Fusion, I don't know what that thing was because it wasn't coming up as black. It was more of a, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't black. That's why they can't do the paint demonstrations. That black paint pour out, they can't do it. And what I saw in his video, did not see a demonstration of a black screen. Your screen didn't even match your speakers. So judging on what I saw in the demonstration, if your screen not producing a true black image, it's the waste of my money to buy your product. But I do have something for you to do. Your screen won't match anything down here. You don't have enough ambient light to even match. Keep in mind, down here, you only have two options, either here or outside. Outside, you're going to be out there at about 451, at 27 feet away from the screen at 150 inches. So you're not going to survive out there. The fact that in the demonstrations where your screens were coming up, they were washing out like crazy. That's why you don't do demonstrations on screen sizes that big, because your screen would wash out pretty bad out there. So that's not going to happen. That would be a waste of our time. But I do have a task for you. Now, I'm going to give you one of those impossible tasks, and you're not going to like it. Today, you're going to take your products down to Home Depot or Lowe's, and you're going to ask for a color match of your screens. You're going to come back, you're going to paint that right down the middle of your screen, and you're going to do your demonstration again to see if that paint matches. That's what you're going to have to do. Now, for those who are saying, well, you have to do the same. No, we've already done this already. I've actually went on camera. I made several different forms of black mixes. We did this against the gunmetals. We did this against the green screen. We did this against the red screen. We have done black fabric. We have done hoodies and t-shirts. We have done projectors at 5,000, 4,000, 1,000 lumens. I've actually painted my name into one of the screens having fun. We've actually did several paint-on demonstrations on here and Facebook with black paint versus our products. Been there, done it already. Weeks ago. weeks ago. I'll put my test demonstrations below so you can check them out. Y'all have not matched any of them. And we've asked Crow about 7 times to do this, and he still hasn't done it yet. So since that's an impossible task that neither one of you can seem to do, how about you take your products down to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a color match of your screen color and do the demonstrations again to see if they match. This is why it's best to mind your own business, because we will give you challenges that we know at the end of the day will destroy your product. And if you don't do it, at the end of the day, your customers won't buy from you, because you can't do it. Then they're going to start questioning your products. See where we put you at? This is why you don't mess with it. That's why you leave us alone. Because we'll make you do a test that we know you can't pass. After watching your demonstrations, you won't be able to pass it. The fact that the color in your theater room comes really close to matching your screen, I bet you if you pull that projector back and do a demonstration, it would probably either blend or come close to matching that screen. And that's why we want you to go to Home Depot and get a match color of your screen and do the demonstration again. That's why you mind your business. This is what we tell you to do. Best thing to do is mind your business. Speakers don't even match your screen. I don't even understand that, but how you call a screen black and your black speakers don't match the physical screen? That's black. It's supposed to be black. I mean, these to compare one over the other, they both can't back up their products. That's true. But at least I did see Crow do a screen on a 100-inch outside. Wasn't a black screen, but it was a bigger screen than that tiny screen he had out there to begin with. All right, so we're done here. I got things to do. Get back to work. Thank you for your time. I have to go. God bless. We have nothing more to say until you do those tasks. Actually, we have nothing to say at all, period, until you do the task. And the task is basically in plain: take your products down to Home Depot or Lowe's, get an exact identical match of that color, and do the demonstration to see if it doesn't match. All right, with that being said, got to go. I'll put my test below so you can check it out, and God bless.